The great auction hall floated in the middle of the Orion cluster. It was enormous, shaped like a star with hundreds of docking bays, observation decks, and glittering platforms. Ships from across the galaxy came here to be sold, traded, or admired. Some were sleek and beautiful. Others were strange, filled with spikes, sharp edges, and glowing weapon ports. Every species had its own style, but only the best ships earned a place at the auction. Among all these ships, one stood out immediately. It was called the Ravager. Its black hull gleamed under the auction lights, jagged like a mountain. Its weapons were many, some clearly made for destruction. The engines were massive and loud, humming like a giant heartbeat. Yet there was something different about it. Most of the other bidders didn't understand it. The auctioneer, a tall, blue-skinned alien named Vrixer, floated above the platform. His voice echoed across the hall, amplified by the station's speakers. Next is the Ravager, a ship of pure aggression and power, recently tested in battle. Undefeated in raw attack, yet risky for any crew. Bids start at 100,000 galactic credits, the crowd of aliens murmured. Tentacles twitched, eyes blinked in curiosity. Many shook their heads. The aggressive look of the ship made some nervous. One species, the sleek Catherians, whispered to each other. Too dangerous. Look at those spikes. That ship will destroy itself before the enemy. Another, the massive four-armed Gruul, banged a hand against the railing. Its last battle record shows high risk to its own crew. I don't want it. Vrixer's voice cut through the chatter. Bidding is open. Who dares to claim the Ravager? One by one, aliens stepped forward, glanced at the ship, and shook their heads. Its reputation for unpredictability scared them. The auction went on for hours. Other ships sold for millions, sleek fighters, fast couriers, heavily armed freighters. But the Ravager sat on its platform, silent and threatening. No bid came. Far back in the crowd, a young human watched. Liam was just 18, small for a human, with short brown hair and bright green eyes. He was not wealthy, but he had a deep fascination with ships. While the aliens judged based on fear, profit, or aesthetics, Liam judged based on potential, and he saw potential in the Ravager. He whispered to himself, "It's perfect, just perfect." He had studied ships his entire life, growing up on a mining colony near the asteroid belt. He repaired small freighters, salvaged damaged vessels, and dreamed of building something extraordinary. Most humans in his sector were miners, traders, or mechanics, but Liam had a different dream. He wanted to restore a ship that no one else could handle. Vrixer's voice rang again. No bids? Then I declare the Ravager. Unsold. Next ship. A murmur went through the crowd. Some aliens laughed. Others shrugged. Liam's heart beat faster. Unsold meant no one else would take it. This was his chance. He pushed forward, moving through the crowd. Many looked at him with curiosity or amusement. Humans were rare in these auctions. They were known as survivors, clever and adaptable, but small in size and often underestimated. Liam reached the boarding platform. A small security team floated in front, scanning him. He raised his hands politely. I'm here to inspect the ship, he said in clear basic, the universal language. I have permission from the auction authorities. The guards hesitated. No human had ever claimed a rejected ship before. One of them, a tall insectoid named Threx, hissed. You are small. This ship, dangerous. Why would you want it? Liam smiled. Because I see what others do not. It's more than just aggression. It's intelligence. It just needs the right hands. After some discussion, the guards nodded and allowed him in. Liam floated up the boarding ramp and entered the Ravager. Inside, the ship was dark and intimidating. The walls were black metal, polished but scarred from previous battles. Red warning lights blinked softly. The air smelled of ozone and oil. Liam ran his fingers over the control panels. They were old but intricate, full of buttons, levers, and screens. Some of the labels were alien, but he could read most of them. He walked to the cockpit. The pilot's seat was large, surrounded by consoles and holographic displays. Liam sat down. The ship hummed softly, almost as if it recognized him. He activated some systems. Lights blinked on, screens flickered, and the engine growled. It was alive. The power flowed through the circuits like electricity in a storm. Liam felt a thrill run through him. This ship. It wants to move, he whispered. He explored further. The cargo bays were vast, reinforced, and modular. Weapon systems lined the walls, some covered and safe, others glowing faintly. Liam examined the engines. Massive energy cores pulsed rhythmically. The ship's design was aggressive but clever. Every spike, every weapon port, every armor plate had a purpose. Most aliens couldn't see it, but Liam did. Hours passed. Liam made notes, sketched diagrams, and started planning. This ship was not broken. It was misunderstood. He could fix it, improve it, make it something incredible. Suddenly, a warning light flashed. A power conduit had a small leak. Sparks flew. Liam jumped back, heart racing. He grabbed tools from his bag and fixed it carefully. The ship shivered but did not resist. Liam realized something important. This ship was responsive. It would cooperate with someone who understood it. As the station's clock counted down to the next auction cycle, Liam climbed out of the cockpit and looked at the hull from inside the bay. The spikes, the black metal, the glowing weapons, all of it was beautiful to him. Alien saw a dangerous relic. Liam saw potential. He knew that restoring this ship would not be easy. It would take weeks, maybe months. He would need to repair the old systems, add new ones, and test it in ways no one else could imagine. But he also knew that if he succeeded, he would have something no one else could even dream of. A human-controlled ship that could change the way the galaxy saw humans. As he prepared to leave, Liam paused and touched the hull. "Don't worry," he said softly. "We'll show them." He left the ship with a small crate of tools and parts, already planning his work. The auction continued around him, with aliens buying sleek fighters, fast couriers, and massive freighters. None noticed the small human who had claimed the rejected ship. None knew that a new story was beginning. A story where humans would take the impossible and make it extraordinary. In the observation decks above, a few alien speculators whispered about the young human. "He is brave." Or foolish, one said. Another shook its head. "A human cannot control a ship like that. It is too dangerous. He will fail." Liam heard none of it. His mind was already deep in plans, rewiring engines, recalibrating weapons, improving shields. He saw not danger but opportunity, and he understood a truth that most aliens did not. A human did not need to follow the rules. A human could see potential where others saw only risk. The station's lights dimmed as the auction ended. The Ravager sat alone on its platform, waiting. To the galaxy, it was rejected, worthless, and dangerous. To Liam, it was the beginning of something incredible. And somewhere deep inside the ship, systems hummed quietly. It was as if it could sense him, the one who understood. The Ravager was no longer just a ship. It had a purpose, a human purpose. And so, in the heart of the Orion cluster, a young human began what no alien could imagine: the restoration of a rejected ship. A ship that would become legendary. After the auction ended, the Ravager sat alone on its platform, quiet but alive. Its black hull gleamed under the dim station lights. To the aliens, it was useless. To Liam, it was full of possibilities. He had brought a small crate of tools, spare parts, and a few interface modules he had designed himself. His plan was simple: study the ship, repair what was broken, and add things no alien could imagine. Liam floated back into the ship. The airlock hissed as it sealed behind him. Inside, the hum of the ship's core felt like a heartbeat. The cockpit lights glowed faintly. He walked carefully, studying the walls, the floor, the controls. Every panel had scratches, dents, and faded alien labels. But Liam could see the logic behind the chaos. This ship was built to fight, not to be easy, he whispered. He started with the main systems. The engines were impressive but old. Their cores pulsed with raw power, but energy leaked in small bursts. Liam carefully opened a panel, revealing cables and conduits tangled like vines. He examined each one, checking for damage, corrosion, or misalignment. Sparks flew occasionally, and the ship shivered, but Liam worked steadily, connecting circuits, replacing worn parts, and adjusting calibration settings. Next, he turned to the control consoles. The buttons and holographic displays were alien in design, but Liam quickly adapted. He connected his interface modules, allowing him to interact with the ship in human-friendly ways. He added energy-efficient routing and a diagnostic AI he had programmed himself. "This will help you understand me," Liam said, tapping the console. The AI whirred to life, its voice soft but confident. "Systems online. Ready to assist." The ship seemed to respond, vibrating slightly, almost like a purr. Liam smiled. The Ravager was not just a machine, it was alive in its own way. It only needed someone who could understand it. Over the next few hours, Liam explored the weapon systems. The ship had multiple turrets, energy cannons, and missile bays. Some were inactive, locked by alien protocols. Liam carefully bypassed the locks, but he did not activate the weapons fully yet. He studied the mechanisms, mapping how each part worked. There were hidden features, clever designs that most aliens would not even notice. He paused at one console that controlled the ship's defensive systems. Energy shields flickered weakly. Liam adjusted the frequency and power distribution. The shield strengthened, glowing a soft blue. He noted the efficiency. If I improve the engines, this ship can move faster and keep the shields active longer, he thought. Hours passed and the station outside slowly emptied. Most bidders had left, dismissing the Ravager as a dangerous relic. But Liam worked tirelessly, making small but meaningful improvements. He replaced worn cables, patched leaks in the hull, and cleaned the energy conduits. The ship felt smoother, more responsive. At one point, he floated into the cargo bay. It was massive, empty except for a few loose crates and armor plates. Liam ran his hands over the walls. They were reinforced, designed to withstand collisions, impacts, and explosions. The ship could survive what most vessels could not. He imagined adding modular sections, small engines, repaired drones, even hidden compartments. This ship has everything it needs, he said. I just need to make it better. Suddenly, a warning light flashed on the main console. The energy core was fluctuating. Sparks shot from a nearby panel. Liam reacted quickly, pulling a tool and rerouting the energy flow manually. The ship shivered violently, throwing him against the wall. He gritted his teeth, holding on. After a tense minute, the hum stabilized. Careful, he muttered. Almost had you fried. Despite the danger, Liam felt exhilarated. Most aliens would have abandoned the ship at the first sign of trouble. But humans, especially him, thrived on challenges. He had a feeling that the more the ship tested him, the stronger it would become under his control. By nightfall on the station, Liam paused to rest. He floated to the observation window and looked out at the endless stars. The Orion cluster stretched infinitely, dotted with distant planets and ships gliding silently through space. He felt small yet powerful. The Ravager was no longer just a ship. He had started to bond with it. He understood its strengths, its weaknesses, its rhythm. The next morning, Liam returned with new ideas. He wanted to improve maneuverability first. The ship was fast in a straight line, but turning in tight spaces was difficult. He studied the engine cores and thrusters. With a few modifications and adjustments to the power distribution, he could make the ship agile, able to dodge asteroids or enemy fire. He worked tirelessly, connecting conduits, adjusting energy flows, and installing new navigation modules. Each improvement made the ship respond differently. When he activated the engines for a small test, the Ravager moved with a new grace, tilting and banking smoothly. Liam laughed. You like that, don't you? He asked. The ship's hum seemed stronger, almost approving. Next, Liam focused on internal systems. Life support, communication arrays, sensors, and emergency protocols all needed attention. He upgraded the sensors to detect energy signatures and incoming objects faster. The communication array was modified to translate alien languages instantly, giving him an advantage if he ever interacted with other species. The day passed quickly. Liam barely noticed the time, absorbed in work. He had never felt so alive. The thrill of discovery, the challenge of repair, the promise of potential, all of it made him forget exhaustion. By evening, the ship was no longer just functional. It was responding to him like a partner, but challenges remained. The alien design was meant for destruction, not efficiency. Some systems clashed, energy flowed in unstable ways, and the ship occasionally glitched. Liam had to improvise constantly. He rewired circuits, reprogrammed subroutines, and even adapted alien logic with human creativity. I will not fail, he said firmly. You are not just a weapon. You are a starship meant to survive and dominate. On the third day, he started testing the ship's weapons in simulation mode. The turrets tracked moving objects with precision. Energy cannons fired simulated blasts accurately. Missile bays could deploy with timing no alien could predict. Liam realized that the ship's aggressive design, combined with human adaptability, made it extraordinary. Aliens had rejected it because they saw only risk. Humans saw opportunity. In the afternoon, Liam ran a small diagnostic test on the engine cores. He noticed the energy output was inconsistent. Instead of panicking, he smiled. "This is good," he said. "I can improve it beyond what it was meant to do." He carefully added a stabilizer module he had designed himself. The ship vibrated as the new module integrated. Sparks flew, then faded. The hum of the engines changed, deeper and stronger. Liam pressed a small button, and the ship's thrusters glowed brightly. He felt a surge of pride. "You're not just a ship anymore," he said softly. "You're my ship." By the end of the week, Liam had made major improvements. Engines were faster and more agile. Shields were stronger and adaptive. Weapon systems were fully operational with human-compatible controls. Sensors and communication arrays were upgraded. Most importantly, Liam had learned the ship's behavior. He understood how it reacted to inputs, how the energy flowed, how the weapons coordinated. Where aliens saw chaos, he saw a pattern. A machine waiting for a human mind to unlock its potential. Late one evening, he floated in the cockpit, hands resting on the controls. The station outside was quiet. Other ships moved past, unaware of the transformation happening on this platform. Liam pressed a button, and the ship powered up fully. Lights glowed, thrusters hummed, and the core pulsed steadily. He activated the AI. "Systems ready. Crew not required. Shall we test?" The ship responded with a soft vibration, almost like a nod. Liam smiled. He had come to realize something important. The Ravager was not just a tool. It had potential to think, adapt, and respond, but only with the right mind. His human mind. He spent the next hour running small simulations inside the ship. It dodged virtual obstacles, targeted moving points with accuracy, and responded instantly to Liam's commands. For the first time, he felt the thrill of partnership. He was not commanding a machine, he was working with it. Finally, as the station lights dimmed, Liam floated back to the observation deck. He looked at the stars, imagining where he could take the ship. The galaxy was vast, full of danger and opportunity, and now he thought he had a ship that could face anything. "The others laughed at you," he whispered to the ship, "but soon they will see." Somewhere deep inside, the Ravager hummed, steady and strong, as if acknowledging him. It had been rejected by the galaxy, but with Liam it was beginning a new story. A story of human ingenuity, courage, and vision. And somewhere in the endless darkness of space, Liam's adventure was just beginning. Liam floated in the cockpit of the Ravager, gripping the controls with anticipation. Outside, the Orion cluster stretched endlessly. Stars, asteroids, and distant ships glittered in the blackness of space. He had spent days repairing, upgrading, and understanding the ship. Now it was time for its first real test. He tapped a few buttons on the console, and the engines hummed with controlled power. The black hull of the ship glowed faintly as thrusters activated. Liam took a deep breath. "Let's see what you can do," he said. The Ravager responded immediately, almost as if it understood. The thrusters fired smoothly, and the ship moved with surprising agility. It was fast, far faster than any alien ship of its size should have been. Liam tilted the ship to the left, and it banked sharply, dodging a floating cargo pod with ease. "This is incredible," he whispered. The aliens at the auction had been wrong. The ship was not dangerous, it was brilliant. He set a course toward a nearby asteroid field, a perfect place to test maneuverability. The asteroids were large, irregularly shaped, and spinning slowly in space. For most ships, navigating this field would require careful calculations and slow movement. For the Ravager, it was an opportunity. Liam guided the ship through the first few asteroids. Its shields glowed as small impacts from loose debris bounced harmlessly off the hull. He adjusted the engines, feeling the ship respond like an extension of his own body. He could feel the vibrations, the slight hesitations, the energy flow. The Ravager was alive, reacting to his thoughts. Suddenly, an asteroid shifted unexpectedly. Liam had only a fraction of a second to react. He slammed a lever forward, activating the thrusters, and the ship twisted sharply, spinning around the rock with perfect timing. He exhaled in relief. "That's more like it," he said. The ship vibrated slightly, almost like a laugh in reply. As he continued, he realized something important. The Ravager was not just fast. It adapted. The more he piloted it, the better it performed. The engines optimized themselves. Shields redistributed energy automatically, and weapons aligned precisely with every movement, even though he was not using them yet. After an hour of testing, Liam decided to push it further. He accelerated toward a cluster of massive asteroids that formed a natural corridor. The rocks spun slowly, creating a challenge that no standard navigation system could handle. He guided the ship with steady hands, adjusting thrusters and shields constantly. A sudden movement caught his eye. A small rock, previously stationary, was moving rapidly toward the ship. Liam reacted instantly, twisting the controls. The ship banked hard, dodging the rock by inches. Sparks flew from the outer armor as it scraped against the asteroid. Liam held on, heart racing. That was close, he muttered. Too close, but he smiled. The Ravager had survived, and he knew it could survive even more. As he navigated the field, Liam noticed the ship's weapons activating automatically in simulation mode. He had set them up to track moving objects for training purposes. The energy cannons lit up, firing harmless bursts that hit asteroid surfaces precisely. It was like the ship was learning, adapting to the environment as much as he was. Hours passed. Liam pushed the ship harder, testing every system. Shields, engines, and weapons worked in perfect harmony. He even tested emergency protocols, intentionally overloading power circuits to see how the ship would respond. Each time it adjusted, stabilized, and continued. The aliens had never designed a ship capable of this combination of aggression and intelligence. But a human mind, fearless and creative, had unlocked its potential. Just as he began to feel confident, a larger challenge appeared. A massive asteroid spinning unpredictably blocked his path. There was no room to maneuver around it. Liam's heart pounded. He had one option: use the ship's raw power. He calculated the angle, activated maximum thrust, and rammed the asteroid's side. The hull groaned, shields flared, and sparks flew. The Ravager shuddered, but it pushed through, sliding past the rock with energy to spare. Liam laughed loudly, floating slightly from the force. Yes, that's my ship. But the test was not over. Further ahead, a group of smaller rocks began moving rapidly. Kicked into motion by the larger asteroid's spin, Liam's reflexes were tested to the limit. He twisted, spun, and fired simulated weapons to clear debris. The Ravager responded perfectly, dodging, firing, and stabilizing in a way no alien pilot could match. By the time he exited the asteroid field, Liam was exhilarated. He had tested the ship's limits and found them far beyond what he imagined. But he also realized something important. The galaxy would never believe this if they saw only the ship. They had to see a human control it. As he floated in the cockpit, catching his breath, a message pinged on his communication array. It was from a small observation deck on the station. A few alien traders, previously dismissive of the ship, had watched the test through the station's sensors. One of them, a Catharian with silver scales, hissed. Impossible. That human. He controls the ship perfectly. A Gruul with 4 arms added. It cannot be human skill. That ship is dangerous. It should have destroyed him. Liam ignored their chatter. He had learned something far more important than alien approval. He had discovered the full potential of a human mind paired with a machine. The ship was not just aggressive, it was adaptive, intelligent, and unstoppable when guided by someone willing to think differently. After returning to the station, Liam began analyzing the data from the test. He noted small inefficiencies and areas to improve. Minor recalibrations of the shields, adjustments to energy routing, and upgrades to thrusters could make the ship even more responsive. He started planning new modifications, but first, he had a simple goal: show the galaxy that humans could do what aliens could not. Over the next few days, Liam continued small maneuvers and simulations, pushing the Ravager harder each time. He even ran a short course through a derelict asteroid mine. The narrow tunnels, broken machinery, and floating debris created a near-perfect simulation of a battle zone. The Ravager responded instantly to every adjustment, firing simulated weapons at targets, dodging obstacles, and optimizing energy flow without prompting. During one particularly challenging run, a small asteroid nearly struck the ship's hull. Liam adjusted the thrusters and shields instantly, but the ship still groaned under the pressure. He realized the design could be enhanced. Pulling out a portable energy stabilizer, he installed it directly onto the core conduits. The ship's hum changed, smoother and more powerful. "It's like you're learning," he said, smiling. "And I'm teaching you." That evening, news of his test flights began to spread quietly among the station's inhabitants. Aliens who had once mocked the ship were whispering. Humans were rare in this sector. but they were known for their creativity and unpredictability. Now a young human was controlling a ship no alien dared touch, turning what was considered a rejected relic into a marvel. Liam knew the whispers were growing. Some offered to buy the ship, hoping to harness its power. Others warned him to stop, claiming it was too dangerous for one human to control. But he ignored them. The only thing that mattered was what he and the Ravager could achieve together. Late that night, he floated in the cockpit, staring out at the stars. He thought about the future. The galaxy was full of challenges, battles, and tests. If he could master the Ravager, humans could prove something no alien could ignore. They were creative, fearless, and capable of mastering even the most dangerous machines. The ship's hum vibrated through the cockpit, steady and strong. Liam touched the controls gently. "We're just getting started," he said. The ship seemed to respond with a low vibration like a promise. Somewhere in the distance, sensors on the station picked up unusual energy readings from the Ravager. Curious aliens gathered quietly, observing the human pilot and his ship. Many could not understand how such a small, inexperienced human could manage a machine built for destruction and chaos. But one thing was clear. The human was in command and the ship was responding perfectly. Liam smiled. He had passed the first real test. But he also knew that greater challenges awaited. Asteroid fields were just the beginning. Soon he would have to face other ships, unexpected dangers, and perhaps even enemies who would not underestimate him. And somewhere deep inside the Ravager, energy flowed smoothly, systems adjusted instinctively, and weapons aligned automatically. The ship was no longer just a tool, it was a partner. And together, Liam and the Ravager were ready to face anything. The young human had taken a ship rejected by the galaxy and turned it into something extraordinary. The next step was clear. Show the universe that humans were not to be underestimated. And that story, Liam knew, was just beginning. News of Liam and the Ravager spread quickly across the Orion cluster. Whispers of a human who had taken a rejected ship and made it extraordinary reached traders, pilots, and even the leaders of small fleets. Most aliens dismissed it at first, certain that no human could control a dangerous ship for long. But others grew curious, some even wary. Then the announcement came. A prestigious interstellar challenge was declared, the Galactic Obstacle Course. It was a test designed for the best pilots and ships from all over the cluster. Dangerous asteroid fields, gravitational anomalies, and simulated combat zones awaited. The winner would gain fame, resources, and advanced technology contracts. Liam watched the announcement on a station terminal. He leaned back, smiling. "This is it," he whispered. "Time to show them what humans can do." The day of the challenge arrived. Ships from dozens of species filled the starting docks. Sleek fighters, massive cruisers, and heavily armed freighters glimmered under the station lights. Alien pilots flexed their control limbs, checked shields, and calibrated weapons. Many sneered at the small human in his ship. A Catherian pilot hissed, "That human, he will fail. That ship is dangerous. He cannot survive," a Gruul captain laughed. "I would pay to see him crash into an asteroid." Liam ignored them. His focus was on the ship. He had spent weeks preparing the Ravager. Its engines were faster, shields stronger, weapons precise, and AI fully integrated. But more importantly, he had learned to work with the ship, not against it. The Ravager moved and reacted as if it were an extension of his own body. When the starting horn sounded, ships launched into the course. Liam pushed the thrusters forward and the Ravager shot ahead. Alien ships surged past him initially, confident in their size or firepower. But the first section of the course was an asteroid storm, dense and chaotic. While many alien ships struggled to dodge spinning rocks, Liam guided the Ravager with precision. He twisted the controls and the ship banked, darted, and accelerated perfectly. Its shields flared as small impacts bounced off harmlessly. Weapons targeted floating debris automatically in simulation mode, clearing paths for better maneuverability. An alien pilot tried to ram Liam from the side. He tilted the ship sharply, letting the Ravager slide past while the enemy clipped a spinning asteroid and lost control. Liam grinned. Not today. The second section was a gravity anomaly, a region where gravitational forces pulled ships unpredictably. Many alien pilots panicked, their vessels spinning out of control. Liam stayed calm. He felt the ship's movements, predicting how gravity would pull it. Adjusting the thrusters and engine power, He danced through the anomaly like a practiced performer. Some alien observers whispered in disbelief. Impossible. The human, he anticipates every move, said one. His ship, it reacts like it's alive, said another. Liam did not notice their whispers. His mind was focused entirely on the ship. He could feel its energy, hear the hum of the engines, sense the flow of power through shields and weapons. Every adjustment made it respond faster, sharper, smarter. The next challenge was a pirate ambush simulation. Drones fired energy bolts, lasers cut across space, and automated traps threatened to block the path. Alien ships fired back, but many were slow to adapt. Liam activated the Ravager's weapon systems fully. Turrets swiveled automatically, energy cannons fired with precision, and missile bays deployed simulated countermeasures. He dodged a volley of lasers by twisting the ship sharply. At the same time, he fired a simulated blast that destroyed a drone, which in turn triggered a chain reaction, knocking out 2 more. The AI predicted the next attack and adjusted shields and energy routing in real time. Liam felt exhilarated. The Ravager was performing beyond anything an alien pilot could imagine. Midway through the course, the most dangerous challenge appeared, a spinning asteroid field with moving magnetic anomalies. The rocks pulled and pushed ships unpredictably. Liam's heart raced. He activated every stabilizer and booster, guiding the ship with a combination of human instinct and machine precision. The Ravager responded instantly, twisting through narrow gaps that no other ship could enter. A rival alien pilot tried to block his path. Liam tilted the ship, firing a precise energy pulse to push a small asteroid into their trajectory. The alien swerved to avoid collision, losing precious seconds. Liam smiled. The ship wasn't just powerful. It could think creatively in ways no alien would attempt. By the final section, most alien ships were behind. Only a few competitors remained, furious at being outmatched. They tried every trick, ramming, interference, and sudden attacks, but Liam anticipated each move. The Ravager dodged, countered, and surged forward. Its aggressive design, once rejected, now gave it an advantage. Sharp edges deflected attacks, turrets aimed with perfect accuracy, and shields adapted instantly. Liam could hardly contain his excitement. We're almost there, he said, eyes focused on the finish line. The final obstacle was a massive debris field, floating remnants of destroyed ships and stations. Timing, speed, and precision were key. One mistake could end the race. He adjusted power to the engines, rotated the ship, and weaved through the wreckage. Sparks flew as debris scraped lightly against the outer armor, but the shields held firm. AI-assisted targeting kept weapons ready, clearing smaller obstacles automatically. The final stretch came. A narrow corridor opened between 2 massive asteroid remnants. Only one ship could fit at a time. Liam pushed the Ravager to full speed. The hull vibrated, engines roared, but the ship moved like liquid metal, folding and twisting perfectly through the corridor. Behind him, a few alien ships tried to follow, but they were too large, too slow, or too rigid. One collided with the side of the corridor, sparks flying. Another swerved dangerously, losing control. Liam's small human frame and quick thinking allowed him to exploit every weakness in their design. Finally, the Ravager shot through the finish line. Sensors on the station registered a perfect run. The AI announced completion. Liam floated in the cockpit, grinning. He had done it. The observation decks erupted in noise. Some aliens cheered, some hissed in disbelief, others just stared. Humans had never participated in the galactic obstacle course before. Now one had not only survived but dominated the entire field. Rixer, the auctioneer, floated down to congratulate him. Incredible. Truly incredible, he said. I have never seen a pilot, human or otherwise, master a ship like that. Liam nodded, still catching his breath. It's not just the ship, he said. It's teamwork. The Ravager and I, we understand each other. Alien observers whispered among themselves. A human. He defeated the best ships in the galaxy, one said. Impossible, hissed another. No human can do that. But Liam knew the truth. Humans were underestimated because they did not follow rules the same way aliens did. Their creativity, courage, and adaptability allowed them to see solutions where others saw only danger, and now the galaxy had witnessed it firsthand. After the race, Liam returned to the station. He had won fame, yes, but more importantly, he had proven something. Humans could take the impossible and turn it into reality. The whispers continued, growing louder. Fleet captains, traders, and even scholars began to take notice. Humans were no longer just small, unpredictable survivors. They were capable of greatness. In the quiet of the cockpit, Liam looked at the Ravager. The ship glowed softly, humming with energy. "We did it," he said. "And this is just the beginning." He began planning further upgrades, new maneuvers, and advanced systems that no alien could conceive. The galactic obstacle course was only a test, a first step. The galaxy was full of challenges, battles, and mysteries. And with the Ravager, humans could face anything. Some aliens had begun to leave the observation decks, some in awe, some in disbelief. They whispered that humans were unpredictable, creative, and dangerous in ways they could not understand. And Liam smiled quietly to himself. Let them whisper. Let them doubt. One day the galaxy would understand exactly what humans could do. For now, though, it was time to rest, reflect, and prepare. The ship's systems glowed, engines thrummed, and AI ran silent diagnostics. Liam knew the next challenge would be even greater, but he was ready. The Ravager had gone from rejected relic to legendary machine. Liam had turned fear into triumph, and the galaxy had begun to take notice. And somewhere, far beyond the station, stars twinkled as if acknowledging the beginning of a new chapter. A young human and his ship were rewriting the rules of the galaxy. After the galactic obstacle course, Liam and the Ravager became the center of attention across the Orion cluster. News traveled fast. Holographic messages showed the young human maneuvering the previously rejected ship with unmatched skill. Traders, fleet captains, and scholars all whispered about the human who had turned a dangerous relic into a legend. Liam returned to the station's observation deck, where the crowd of aliens still watched with a mixture of awe and disbelief. Many could not believe a single human had accomplished what dozens of experienced alien pilots could not. Vrixer, the auctioneer, approached him with a smile. "Liam, you have done something extraordinary. The Ravager is no longer just a ship. It is a symbol. A human symbol." Liam shrugged, floating lightly in zero gravity. "It's not just me. The Ravager made it possible. We worked together." Aliens murmured among themselves. Some admired the human ingenuity. Others were worried. Humans were unpredictable, clever and capable of turning rejection into victory. This young human controlling a ship that no alien dared touch was proof of that. Liam knew the whispers would grow. Some offered him contracts, positions in fleets, or the chance to sell the Ravager for unimaginable sums. Others warned him that his success might make him a target. But Liam only thought of one thing: improvement. He wanted to make the ship even better, to explore the galaxy and unlock its full potential. The first week after the race, Liam worked tirelessly in the shipyard. He repaired minor scratches and tested upgraded systems. He added modular equipment bays, allowing the ship to carry repair drones, extra fuel, and even experimental weapons. Each addition made the ship stronger, faster, more versatile. Aliens occasionally watched, curious and cautious. A Catherian pilot floated nearby, observing Liam. "He does not operate like others," the pilot said. "He does not fear. He adapts. This is inhuman." Liam overheard the comment and smiled. "Adaptation is the key," he said. "Rules are made for those who follow them. Humans, we make new ones." As the days passed, Liam began small test flights beyond the station. He explored nearby asteroid belts, testing maneuverability, shields, and weapon accuracy in simulated scenarios. The Ravager responded perfectly, almost as if it understood Liam's intentions before he acted. Each flight made them both stronger and more connected. Then came a message from a distant fleet, an invitation to join a coalition of explorers and defenders. They had heard of Liam's success and wanted humans to participate. It was a great opportunity, but it also posed a challenge. Could a single human continue to impress in a galaxy dominated by advanced alien fleets? Liam smiled. That was exactly what he intended to prove. He set course for the meeting point with the coalition. The journey was long, but it gave him time to experiment with new maneuvers and systems. He tested engine boosts, shield coordination, and automated targeting. The ship's AI learned from each attempt, improving its response time and predictive capabilities. When he arrived, The alien fleet watched in surprise. A single human ship had arrived, but it moved with confidence and precision. Its black hull, once feared and rejected, now gleamed with modifications and enhancements. The Ravager looked alive, almost proud. A fleet commander, a tall alien with golden armor, approached via holographic communication. "You are the human who has controlled the Ravager, yes?" Liam nodded. "I am. And this ship is ready for anything." The commander's eyes widened. "We doubted you. But the reports are true. Your skill is unmatched. If you join us, humans will gain recognition across the cluster, and our missions will benefit greatly." Liam considered for a moment. Fame and resources were tempting, but his priority was always the ship and what he could do with it. "I will join," he said finally. "But my focus is on improvement and exploration. I want to show what humans can achieve, not just follow orders." The commander nodded slowly. "Very well. Your way then." In the following weeks, Liam and the Ravager participated in exploratory missions. They scanned uncharted asteroid fields, mapped dangerous gravitational anomalies, and tested equipment in harsh environments. The ship's aggressive design, once feared, became a tool for discovery. Its shields could withstand asteroid impacts. Its engines could navigate strong gravitational fields. Its sensors could detect hidden energy signatures. And Liam, with his human ingenuity, could use every feature in ways no alien could predict. During one mission, a rogue asteroid cluster threatened a mining colony. Alien ships hesitated to enter due to the unpredictability of the rocks. Liam accelerated the Ravager into the cluster, weaving between massive boulders, dodging sudden shifts, and stabilizing the ship with precise control. He rescued stranded miners by guiding a small transport through the debris and clearing a safe path. The aliens observing were astonished. "A human? He does what we cannot even attempt," one whispered. "His mind and the ship act as one." The colony celebrated Liam and the Ravager. Holographic messages spread throughout the cluster, praising the human who had turned a rejected ship into a savior. Liam smiled quietly. Recognition was satisfying, but he cared more about proving the principle. Humans could do the impossible. Weeks later, he tested new AI modules he had created. These modules allowed the ship to anticipate external threats, reroute power faster, and even predict movements of objects in space. The improvements made the Ravager even more formidable. Liam began teaching small teams of humans how to adapt alien designs, showing them that creativity, not size or power, could make humans excel. The whispers of human capability grew louder. Alien fleets began to respect, not just fear, humans. Humans were no longer seen as small, fragile, or limited. They were clever, adaptable, and capable of mastering the most dangerous technology in the galaxy. One evening, Liam floated in the cockpit, gazing out at the stars. The Ravager hummed. Softly beneath him, engines warm, shields at full strength, weapons ready. "We've come a long way," he said, "but the galaxy is full of challenges. We will face them all." The ship seemed to respond with a low vibration, almost like agreement. Liam smiled. He realized that humans had a unique advantage, the ability to see potential where others saw risk. The Ravager had been rejected, feared, and dismissed. But with a human mind, it became extraordinary. Later, during a coalition meeting, alien leaders formally recognized Liam and the Ravager. Fleet captains shook his hand. Well, as much as alien. Hands could, offering contracts, resources, and partnerships. Scholars studied the human techniques, fascinated by how one human could outperform fleets of alien pilots. Liam listened, but he remained humble. "It's not about recognition," he said. "It's about proving that humans can think, adapt, and create solutions no one else imagines. That's what matters." Over time, humans became more involved in fleet operations, exploration, and defense. Liam became a symbol of human ingenuity. Aliens learned to respect humans not for size or brute strength, but for creativity, courage, and adaptability. One quiet evening, Liam returned to the Ravager. The ship glowed softly in the hangar, humming steadily. He ran his hands over the black hull, remembering the day he first saw it at the auction. It had been rejected, dismissed, and underestimated. Now it was legendary. "You were worth it," he whispered. "Together we changed the galaxy's view of humans." The Ravager vibrated in response, engines humming like a heartbeat. Liam knew that this was only the beginning. There were more challenges, more uncharted regions, more obstacles that humans could overcome. With imagination, courage, and ingenuity, humans could achieve anything. As he floated in the cockpit, staring at the endless stars, he made a quiet promise. "We will keep exploring, we will keep improving, and we will show the galaxy exactly what humans can do." Somewhere far beyond, other ships moved in space, unaware of the human and his ship that had rewritten the rules. Whispers spread, and stories began to form. Humans were no longer underestimated. They were respected, admired, and, in many cases, feared for their unpredictability and brilliance. And so, Liam and the Ravager became a legend. A story of courage, creativity, and human spirit. A story that would inspire generations of humans and aliens alike. A story that began with a rejected ship and a young human who dared to see potential where others saw only danger. The galaxy had witnessed something extraordinary. A human taking the impossible and turning it into reality. And that, Liam knew, was only the beginning.